It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word.
We on a mission and that's bringing y'all the truth. You know the problem, but we get into the root. The devil watching, yeah, he always on pursuit. But Jesus is our rock, so we shall not be moved. We on a winning team, so we can't lose. We say facts, cause we hitting y'all with proof. Started from the bottom, now we standing on the roof. As God as our witness, we gon' make it to the moon. When you want the truth, the world be hiding it. This the real word, we providing it. We got Ace, BK, Truth, Rick Star, and we plan to make a movie like it's Pixar. We came a long way from the plantation. We just tryna save your souls from damnation. So if you down with the message, tune in every week. It will lead you to the message that you seek.
It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word.
Real Word Season 9, Episode 32. We on Episode 32 of the 9th season. We keep going and going and going. And believe it or not, the calendar is backed up until the next year. Shout to everybody that's supporting. Shout to everybody that want to be the guest on The Real Word. Unfortunately, I only do the show once a week, so I can't really schedule all you guys. I know it's the mailbox is backed up, guys, but I can only do an interview once a week. So bear with me. Sometimes I could do 2 at a time, but we backed up until next year. So thank you for supporting us from here until now. We have the turkey drive going down this Sunday at Flatbush Junction. Shout out to everybody for supporting. Shout out to our corporate sponsor. Shout out to all the people that has helped us to get thus far. Shout out to all the people that's been donating. If you want to donate, that's $ The Real Word Inc. That's $ The Real Word Inc. to donate on Cashapp, or you could donate at PayPal on the Real Word Giving Fund, or you could go to GoFundMe.com / The Real Word Ministries Inc., or you could go to PayPal, The Real Word Ministries Inc., or just Google us, The Real Word Ministries Inc.org. I'm here with a special guest. Introduce yourself, sir.
What's up, man? David Messano. Just coming on. Happy to be here, man. Like I said, I was definitely backed up for a while. Happy to be on.
Yeah, David Davis. So, David, tell us about yourself and tell us why you wanted to come on.
Yeah, man. So my biggest reason for getting on podcast is I want to share my story. I think I definitely have a unique mindset and a unique life that I went through. And I think it's special, and a lot of people have gone through it. And I just want to share that story to not only give hope, but inspiration to everyone. I came from a family of 18 brothers and sisters. Same mom and dad. It was a big family to be raised in, but we were raised poor, and I think that gave a lot of strong points to me in my life. At the age of 16, I left home. Didn't really have anything going on. I was into that vices life, drinking, smoking. Didn't have anything going on in my life. Just wanted that fast life, and I knew I was meant for better. And for me, I wanted to really show myself that I could be better. And at age 16, I left home. I went out to Vegas on my own. Moved in with a sister, but it was on my own. I rarely seen her. I was always doing my own thing. And it was a hard time, man, especially just going out on your own, away from everyone that you know. But it taught me a lot of lessons. And from there, I went into school, finished school, straight A student. After being a total failure in 9th grade, went into a straight A student, graduated high school with an honorable diploma. And that was a big thing for me. Went out after school, wanted to go to college, and didn't really like it. It wasn't my thing. I was just not into it. I had started my fitness journey already, and with that fitness journey, I got super enthusiastic about fitness. And when I moved into college, I started to not really like it. I didn't know what I was going for. I didn't know what I wanted to do. So instead of doing that and staying where I didn't like to be, I chose to go into focusing on my passion. I wanted something hard. To take that to a next level, I wanted to join the Marine Corps. So I quit school, joined the Marine Corps, served in the military for about a year, got kicked out of the military after a year.
For what?
And yeah,
Why'd you get kicked out?
So for me, I got kicked out. It was a medical discharge. A little bit of an incident happened when I was in towards the end. I could no longer stay in just because of medical reasons. But in other words, to really say why it happened, it was more so I wasn't getting my way. I wanted to really be. I love the Marine Corps. I really loved it. It was fun. It was hard, and I think that's what I enjoyed most about it. The Marine Corps wasn't an easy thing for anyone, but for me, I didn't want to just be another number. So when I chose to go in, I knew that I wanted to go into Special Forces. But when I wasn't really accommodated to go train and start training for the Special Forces training, it started to get on my nerves. I started not caring about the military. When they started to pick up on that, they started to, basically they threw me into a mental asylum. As soon as I got out of there, they gave me the boot. So it was a medical leave in their eyes, and that's how I say it, but that was the technical story that happened.
Well, I heard a story similar to someone else that I know.
Yeah. Dude, it happens a lot, especially in the military. It happens a lot to everyone.
But then you still get a check, though.
Nah, they do it on purpose.
What you mean?
They do that so they don't have to pay you that check.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because for the medical discharge, there's two different ways you can get it. So you're either getting an other than honorable discharge, which is the way that I got it, and I left and didn't have nothing. The other one is an honorable discharge, and that was if you were injured in the line of duty, something crazy to where you couldn't serve anymore. Then they have to pay you for the rest of your life. Which I do have a buddy. He got that happened to him, so he's doing great for the rest of his life.
Okay, now I knew someone else that got into another situation, and then they were like, I guess their situation resulted in a mental disability situation where they have to receive ongoing care, and therefore they were compensated for that and received their full benefits.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the other way that it can happen. For me, it just, they threw me into the mental asylum.
So if they did throw you into the mental asylum, then how come you couldn't request for those benefits?
So it's kind of it's a hit or miss. I chose not to go down that road. There was a way for me to fight the way that it turned out, but they tell you right when you're getting discharged, they tell you, hey, like, this is what's going to happen. All your benefits are going to get taken. You're not getting anything. You're not getting any pay. No, nothing. I was only in for a year. They did take some time out of my life, but hey, it's the military. To be honest with you, the military really does not care about you.
Wow.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. It happened, and I'm not the only person that this happens to. I'm probably the only person that really talks about it.
Why?
A lot of people would just say I don't know. I think it's a lot of people are scared to talk about that. Like, you go and join something like the Marine Corps. The Marine Corps is one of the most biggest mean people that you would ever meet. I would say it's the most badass branch that you can find. And that being said, when you choose to leave, you're gonna get thrown out. You're gonna get thrown out and thrown under the bus by a lot of the people that you went into boot camp with. And that's one of the things that I feel like people really fear. So instead of saying how it is, they're going to go ahead and say, like, hey, like, I was medically discharged for this, that, and the other, when in reality, they were discharged for another reason. And I think it's the shame that it brings to you, not fulfilling your purpose and fulfilling the time that you signed up for. It's definitely a letdown. For me, it was a big hit, because after that, I lost everything. Like, that was the thing that I wanted to do, and not going forward with it. It was a big hit, not only to me, but I just lost everything after that. I really lost my life. I lost who I was. I didn't have a purpose to drive anymore until I really kind of dug deep and found that again.
And what?
So for me, it was, like I said, I always loved fitness. And that was when I got discharged from the military, it was hard, man. Like I said, I lost everything. I lost my house. I lost all my friends. I lost some close family members that disagreed with what happened. And just everything just went south. So I had to move where I was at, which
Were
was
you
in
part
LA.
of a military family?
No, I was the only one to join.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was the first one, or I was the second one to join. The other one joined, and same thing happened to him before. So for it to happen 2 times in a row is like, man, this is crazy. But going in after I left, I lost everything, had to move back home, and then as I got back home, I didn't really have anything to kind of look forward to. I was stuck, didn't have no purpose. I just got kicked out of the best branch that I ever wanted to be in. I had an awesome job. I had something to drive to, and it was fun. Every day was fun. You had a brotherhood that was unlike any other. And leaving that and going back into the civilian world, it's just totally different. It's a different mentality. You go from every day having your day planned out before you even wake up, knowing exactly what you're going to do, to going to a normal life where nothing's planned out. You don't have somebody telling you or a plan to, you kind of have to create everything on your own, where you don't have somebody to tell you what time to eat, what time to wake up, what to do, when to do it. It's none of that. And it's simple stuff, but going from military to, a lot of people think it's going from a very structured lifestyle to a very chaotic lifestyle, because you go from everything's being laid out in front of you to, man, there's no schedule. Like, I can do whatever I want. And a lot of military people they get scared by that. It definitely, because there's no structure, there's no control, no nothing. And I think that gets to a lot of people. It definitely got to me for a while.
And why was that? Because you couldn't find that balance or that self-control?
So for me, it was more so the balance. And then I'm a big man of purpose. And that's what I teach now is when I left the military, I felt like I had nothing. I was just going to go back to school, working a 9 to 5. Like, why would I go from working in one of the most badass branches, doing some really cool stuff all day long, doing things that I loved, and then on top of that, serving a country that I love, and then on top of that, leaving that, and then going back to work at a 9 to 5 where you're disrespected, and then on top of that, you're going to school to learn something that you don't even know if that's what you want to learn. And it's like, man, like, there's no purpose. There's nothing to wake up in the morning to. It's like, and at the time, it's like, it's a huge hit to your ego at one point. And as I got out of it, it was like, it was a dark moment in my life. As I learned more about myself, I learned that it was just like, it was a big ego thing. Like, you gotta humble yourself. Sometimes life puts you in undetermined situations and you gotta learn how to sink or swim. And for me, it was just hard learning to swim, and I was sinking fast, but I finally figured out how to get out of it. I hired a mentor by the name of Wes Watson, and he had worked with me for a long time and just set up my life, the goals, what I wanted to do, got myself in the best shape that I ever got into, and still am in the best shape that I ever am. And now I teach other people exactly how I do it, through a simple mindset, fitness, and nutrition plan that I've followed and dedicated myself to. And all those things that I ever thought was impossible in my life, doing it on this program, it was like everything, all that brain fog, everything went away. And now everything was very clear. Everything that I thought was impossible just became, oh, I can do that now. Like, I feel invincible. All the I can't do that, it's too hard, this, that, and the other just disappeared. It was an entire mindset shift that I had working with him.
So, tell us more about this Triple V Fitness.
Yeah. So for Triple V Fitness, that's what we mainly conventional way. I don't like to do it ways everyone else is saying. I think fitness and nutrition is the most important thing in life. And I think a lot say that's the main priority in their life. Once you become successful, they slowly realize that health and fitness is one of the biggest things to staying what people say balanced and happy and vital, and just having a great all-around life. And if you're not doing that, if you're not having nutrition and you're not having fitness in your life, and you're not moving the body like it needs to be moved, and you're not giving the body the nutrition it needs, then the mindset's just going to falter. And that was the biggest thing that I went through. And just being able to coach and teach people on that now, we're able to show them exactly what they're capable of, change their body, transform their body through a process that we take them through. And through that transformation, they transform their mindset too.
Wow. So how long have you been working within this scope? Like, since how long have you been working under Triple V Fitness?
Yeah, so I started Triple V Fitness, and it's been about 8 months now. We're going on 8 months. We've been doing it. It's me and my girl. I've been doing it for 8 months. She's been helping out a little bit. But this is my passion. We both want to make it a passion of ours, a full-time thing. And we want to help and change, create lives in significant ways that people have not seen before. And like I said, we like to train the unconventional way. So we don't do any of those fad diets, low carb, nothing like that. We eat for the body and we eat for the soul. And to do that, you get a customized nutrition plan based off of who you are, what you are, your lifestyle, your body, what your body actually needs. And we are able to give that to you as long as a cookbook that's customized to what you can eat. And then on top of that, we give you a movement. It's fitness, but at the same time, fitness is movement. So we give you a movement plan that's based off of what you want to do. So if you're looking to go into like Olympic weightlifting, I train you into all that. Like, what do you need to do, the different programs that you need. And we have different setups. So there's 3 different types of movements that we train. So we have the hybrid method where you do a lot of CrossFit mixed with bodybuilding. We have the CrossFit section where we just do CrossFit. And then we also do bodybuilding specific, and then we also do Olympic weightlifting specific. That's what we focus on is Olympic weightlifting, bodybuilding, and CrossFit. And to do that, we're able to move the body and build muscle and build that physique and body that you really want.
Wait, so let's just say if someone lived in New York, how would the plan work for them?
Yeah, so our plan is all online. Everything started on the online business. And that's where we're moving now. We found a platform that we use. I have my own personalized platform that I created, and I use that to train all my people, all my clients. So we actually have somebody that's all the way in Afghan right now that we're training. We have 2 people out there right now. We have a few people. We have 1 person in Hawaii. We train people all around. Everything is based off of, we talk once a week. We have a check-in call where I'm going to go over what the plan is. Before even all that even starts, we do an onboarding call where we go over exactly what the plan is, what your goal is, the obstacles you're going to meet up against, and then how we're going to overcome those and get to the goals that you want, and the time frame that we have to do it. We go over your plans, and this is all over a Zoom call. And then after the Zoom call, I throw all the workouts that you need. I put them in there into the app. The app will tell you it notifies you every day. You just click on the app, it takes you through videos, and then it'll give you exact rep and set schemes. And I'll give you that. The nutrition plan, same way. We have a way for you to track your food and track the amounts that you eat. But most of all, that's just the process.
But you're not working out on Zoom though, right? Like you're not doing the classes on Zoom.
No, we're not doing it.
Why not?
I do in-person training too. In-person training is a whole different thing.
Okay.
But online, everything is done on your side. But we have personalized videos for every single movement. So if you don't know how to do a movement, for every movement that we give to you in your workout, there's a video showing you exactly how to do it.
But how do you know if they're actually doing the workouts though? Like how you know if it's actually working for them if you can't see them and you're not there with them and you're not even on the video with them working out, like, you know?
Yeah, so that's a good question. Results is the biggest metric we have. If you're not seeing results, you're obviously not putting in the work. We have so many clients that we've worked with and we've seen massive results. I was the first guy that did it, and I proved that my method works on me. I then had my girl do it. She lost 20 pounds in 2 months.
Oh man, don't say that too loud. She might get mad.
I lost 5% body fat in a month. I had a lot of other people. I'm working with a woman right now. She just lost her first 20 pounds in a month and a half. The method works. There's a science behind the way I train.
Do they send you pictures and videos?
Yes. So for the actual way that we do it, so they'll do the workout. I see that they did the workout. They'll mark it complete, and I see that like they did it. Now the only way that if we really know if they did the workout is if we see the picture. So they see we always, you say you're making a lot of money, you got to show me receipts, right? So same thing with fitness. You really getting results, we're gonna need to see those pictures. So every week I have them post their pictures every week. I have a lot of clients that see results really quickly
on Instagram.
No, this is all over my personalized app.
Okay.
I do have an Instagram though, with all my with all the pictures and all the client wins.
Oh, so you got all the pictures of all the girls then?
Yeah. Everyone that I've ever worked with, everyone's gonna have a picture of their transformation. But if you didn't have a transformation, I mean, there's no reason to posting you because, I mean, you're not putting in the work.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest things. I mean, if that's one of the key things. If you want to get on the page, then let's put in some work. And that's the key factor. We give them the blueprint. But as long as you're implementing the blueprint, you'll see results. If you're not putting in the work and you're not following the blueprint, simple thing is you're not going to see results. And that's the key factor for whoever sees results was actually putting in work. Whoever doesn't see results, you weren't putting in the work like you were saying you were. Okay. And that's the key factor. But a lot of people that, and I mean, you got to understand, like a lot of people will sign up with you and they won't put in the work. And that's one of the things that you just got to accept. You'll continue to work with them, but that's why we charge people, because my time is worthy, just like yours is, and there's a price for my time. So if I'm going to be helping you out and you're not really going to be putting in the work with what I'm teaching you, I mean, there's going to be a price that's going to be paid.
So within the last 8 months of you doing this, how many clients have you gotten online to train remotely?
So far in the last 8 months, we've worked with 15 people.
Okay.
It's like I said, it's a small thing so far.
Yeah.
We have 15. I would say it's even more. I'd say it's closer to the 20, 25 range. So far, transformations, we've had about 10 transformations so far.
10 out the 15? Or 10 out the 10 out the 25, you're saying, or 10 out the 15?
Yeah, 10 out of the 25. And out of the 25, we still have a lot of new people, too, that we just onboarded. So they still have to go through the whole process. And we take you through phases. It's not like, hey, here's the workout, here's the plan, go do it. We take you step by step where you're at. So if you don't know how to actually work out, we're not going to throw you in the gym to go start doing these massive workouts. And if you've never eaten correctly, we're not going to say, hey, go start tracking your food.
So what if they want to talk to you guys? Like, they call you through the app and they talk to you?
It's a Zoom call. We have once a week Zoom calls, personal check-ins.
Okay.
So they'll have a one-on-one check-in with me, which I'm the nutrition and weight training coach. And then my girl is also a nutrition coach. So she also gets on calls. She works with a lot of clients getting on calls. And we'll get on a Zoom call one-on-one. And we'll talk with them and just basically go over how things are going, what did work, what didn't work, and how we can go forward and change those things.
But what if they wanted to talk to you more than once a week? Then what would they do?
Yeah. So I mean that's a good question. So if they're really in a pickle, like I work full time too outside of this. If they're really trying to get something done and something's going wrong, or they have some drastic thing going on in their life, they have my personal phone number. And they give me a text message, and I know what it's about, and I'll immediately give them a call back as soon as possible. That's one of the biggest things too. Is everything is personalized. You get me, and that's what the difference is between me and a lot of other fitness programs.
So what's your full-time job then?
So I'm a full-time salesman.
Oh, of what?
Car salesman. Yeah.
What type of cars?
I do GMC.
Oh, nice. So look, my cousin sells cars, but he works for Toyota out in Ohio. When I graduated from college, Volkswagen tried to recruit me, but they said I had to do some kind of training and get some kind of license to sell the cars in my state, because it's in New York. I don't know if in your state it's the same way. Is it that same way or is it different?
Yeah, you got to get a salesman's license. It's not that hard. You just take a quick test online. The DMV will send you an ID. It looks just like your driver's license, and then it's a salesman's license, and it basically is just stating that you can sell things.
Okay.
And it's not only for cars. Any sales job you'll have to get that.
Okay, nice. So,
Yeah.
but I heard like with selling cars, it's like seasonal. Like certain seasons you make a lot, and certain seasons it be dry, and so it's like you make more money on the used cars than on the new cars. Is that true?
It depends. So, I mean, I'm a big man of mindset. So it just depends on how you are with your mouthpiece, man. Like if you can really, your customer service, how you are with wording things. If you have horrible customer service, it doesn't matter what time of the season it is, you're not going to get a car sold.
Yeah.
But if you're really good with customer service, you can sell a car when it's slow, and you can sell a car when it's really, you can sell multiple cars when it's a really good season. There are slow periods of the year. I mean, coming up on the holidays, we start to get more and more sales, and we'll start selling more and more cars. But I mean, honestly, like I hate when people say it's a slow season, because I never think it's a slow season. I just think that you're not doing enough to get people in and selling them. At the same time, I feel like customer service is the utmost importance, always putting the customer first.
So, what's the most okay? How long have you been selling cars? That's the first half of the question. How long have you been selling cars for?
Yeah, so I've been selling cars for a couple months now. I want to say it's about 4 months now.
So you've been doing the first thing longer than selling cars then?
Yeah. I've been doing the cars is a new thing.
Okay.
But I've been selling for a while. I mean, selling is the same thing, man. There's no, like when you go into a car dealership, they're not going to teach you anything, man. You learn everything on your own. I mean, and I know you kind of just, you go in there thinking like, oh, like I'm going to learn how to sell cars or sell things. They don't teach you anything.
So
they just tell you.
So what happens if you go the entire day and you don't sell a car? Do you still get paid, or you don't make no money?
Yeah, you get paid. You get your hourly pay.
Okay.
But you have to realize too that when you sell a car, you do get commission paid based off of the vehicle. So the more expensive the vehicle, the bigger the commission, depending on how much you sold the vehicle for. But you do get your hourly wage, which is like a little over minimum wage, depending on how long you were there. And then if you're there for over 10 years, you start getting paid salary. And then if you become a manager, you get more than salary. It's a good job. To be honest with you, I think sales is the best job that you can possibly do. And I recommend anyone in any type of industry, if you're in construction, if you're looking to go somewhere in life, I recommend going into sales. Why? Because it teaches you a lot of skills, like how to get rejected, how to deal with no's. Because one of the biggest key things with being a salesman is that a salesman's job starts when somebody says no. As soon as somebody says no, that's when your job actually starts. Because now you have to persuade them why they're making a mistake, why they should get this car. And then if you can't if you're trying to sell somebody a car, but don't know anything about the car, you're just like, oh, like come in, like we need you to come in, buy this car, it's super nice. Like who's gonna buy that type of car? But when you're enthusiastic, getting to know them, teaching them about the car, why it's better than these other brands, things like that, you start to learn things.
Do you wear a suit?
Yeah, all the time.
Do you wear a suit?
I love wearing suits.
Okay.
I'm a suit kind of guy.
So let me ask you a question, right? So far, what's the most cars you've sold thus far?
So it depends. So a good month that I've had so far, I sold about 10 cars in a month.
That
was the best month for me, which is actually really, really good.
That's nice.
For me, but I mean, I'm pretty sure I'll beat that pretty soon. I get better and better at sales every day I put in the work. So
what's the total amount of cars you sold so far?
I sold about, we've had a few dry spots, so I want to say about 30, 35.
Oh, that's not bad. And what percentage of a commission you make off of each car?
Off of each car, it just depends. They don't really tell us the percentage. You just see it in the paycheck.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
well, you should figure that out.
What's that?
You should figure that out. Like, I'm sure someone's keeping that number.
Commission, I want to say it's like 10 to 20% of the actual car or of the actual sale after the actual price of the vehicle. So whatever the vehicle is priced for, whatever extra is on top of that, you get commission for that. It might sound like a lot, but that's why I said, like, it's not a lot unless it's a really expensive car.
So what's the most expensive car you sold?
Oh man, I haven't sold out. Like the most expensive was probably a truck. That was about $80K.
Okay, yeah. That's up there. So off $80K, what you make? 8,000?
Yeah, about somewhere around there. But I mean, you have to understand taxes. Taxes are 40% of that. So whatever I make, I get taxed 40% of that, and it goes straight to the government.
Mm.
So like if I have like a $15,000 a month gross, I only make about 8,000 of that, which is not bad. But at the same time, it's not 15K what I actually got.
Yeah, but it's still a good amount. Still nice.
Yeah, it is. But that's why I'm saying, like, you can make, like, imagine that. If you can learn how to sell things, you can make amazing, and like the dealership gets some of your pay. You got to pay all this different stuff for the business. You got to pay extra fees for your paycheck, things like that. Now imagine if you learned how to sell a high ticket, let's say a high valued ticket coaching. Let's say if you're selling coaching online, you learn how to do that. What if you could sell 15 of those programs a month for, let's say, $1,000 a month? Now
that's how much you selling it?
For my programming?
Yeah.
No, I'm not there yet. I'm close I'm getting there.
So how much is your programming now?
How much is my program? It just depends. It depends on where you're at. Every person is different. We don't charge the same price for everyone. It just depends.
So what's the basic? Like, what's the basic package?
So a basic package, if you're just looking for like our training, like a 12-week training program, we'll charge you $50 a month. If you're looking for our one-on-one coaching package, it varies from $300 a month to about $600 a month.
So what about the lady?
What you're looking for.
So what about the lady in Pakistan? If I wanted her package, how much is that?
The ladies package?
Yeah, the lady in Pakistan.
Wait, say it one more time?
The lady in Pakistan, if I wanted her package, how much would that be?
So for my, are you saying for my girls package?
No, man, what are you talking about, bro?
I'm like, what is he saying?
You said you had international clients, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I think you said you had one in Pakistan, you said? Or one of those countries? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Price. So it's the same price. It just, like I said, it's not going to be any different if you're in a different country.
Okay.
Most likely, I mean, they're going to have to learn how to come up with the money. I mean, like I said, my time is worth a lot. So I understand, like, I only have a minimal amount of time to give to people. So if I have to, I'm not going to spread myself thin to give you the very best that I can so you can get a transformation. It's going to cost you a good penny if you want all my attention. Now, if they're looking like, if they need somebody to be on them every single day and like give them a phone call, check-in, that's going to be a lot of money because that's a lot of time. I mean, I qualify my time, an hour with me is going to probably cost you around $1,500. And I know like that sounds like it's a lot, but I mean, at the same time, you have to know your self-worth. What value are you giving to somebody that's worth that much? I mean, the coach that I worked with, I mean, an hour with him, it costs $10K to talk with him for an hour. So, I mean, it just depends on what you value yourself as.
You a fast talker though, like you talk fast. I like you. I'm like, okay, man, slow down. Like, come on.
Honestly, it really just depends. Like what you're looking for. Like I said, we have different packages that we sell. The very basic, it stems, like if you're just looking for a workout program, we charge $50 a month to cut, and we throw you workouts every week, and it comes in every week that we'll give you new workouts every week.
Okay.
We usually only do it like daily. We'll throw you a workout daily so you don't see the next day, but we give you a good estimate and explanation of how to do the workouts, videos for every workout, things like that.
So let me ask you a question, right? In between the Marines, sales, and fitness, what lessons do you think you learned from all three that helped shape you as a man today?
Man, that's a good question. So I would say don't give up, man. I think that is the biggest thing. People don't understand that it's so easy to win. Life is hard. Just grow a pair, man, and just keep going. Like if you don't, like it's it is really, life is going to be really hard, no matter what level you're at. There's going to be different amounts of difficulty. But I can promise you this, as long as you don't give up, you'll win. No matter how long it takes, you will win. And that's the key thing. I mean, my mentor, I'll give you one of the best stories that I heard, and this is why I chose him as my mentor. He was in prison for 10 years. And as soon as he got out, while he was in prison, he was posting on social media. And as soon as he got out, he started making money. Within 5 years, he's making $24 million a year.
Doing what?
And he sells coaching online, high-ticket coaching.
Wait, is your mentor Bandman Kevo?
No, his name is Wes Watson.
Because he said he was texting from jail, came out, and made $24 million. That's what he was.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, it just depends, and always be willing to.
What's he doing? Scamming?
No. I mean, you could check him out. He's a real deal, man. He's changed a lot of lives, not only like in the fitness space, but he's changed a lot of lives in the business space.
No. I'm saying, why was he in jail for?
Oh, so before he got into coaching, he was a dope dealer.
Okay.
He was selling dope, got caught, went into jail, and instead of continue doing that, he just started changing his life through fitness. Started working out every day, focused on his nutrition. Got out, started he was coaching people while he was in prison too. In the fitness industry, not on the coaching basis. And then after he got out, within 2 years, he started making about $100K, a little over $100K a year.
Coaching?
And then he started getting really good money after that. I think the third year he started hitting the millions. And then he started the coaching side of his business, and he started growing really fast. But it just lets you know, man, it's not impossible. Like, that was the lowest of the low. I saw him when he was at the very beginning, dude, and he was just posting pictures of him in prison like, man, this sucks, but I'm going to still do this workout, and I'm going to still track my macros. And it, like, dude, like, to see somebody to do that and then rise from the very bottom.
Wait,
like,
where was he selling drugs at?
I don't know, man. I think he was in LA.
He's a white guy or a black guy?
He's a white guy. But he works with a lot of big people that you might know. I don't know if you know Tony Robbins.
Yeah, I know Tony Robbins.
Yeah, he works with people like that now.
I gotta check it out. Well, what's his name you said? Joe Johnson?
Wes Watson.
Oh, Wes Watson. He's an old guy or a young guy?
I want to say he's in his 40s now.
Wes Watson.
Super jacked guy. You'll notice him. The way he's very direct. You'll know who he is when you see him.
You said Wes Watson.
Yeah, WESWATSON.
Oh, Wes Watson. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna check him out. See what's up with that, man. Okay, so give us an example of a time when you had to overcome adversity growing up.
Ooh, that's a good one. I think suicide was a big one. When I was 14, I was at that point.
14.
Yeah, 14. Man.
What's going on at 14?
Sounds like a young age, but I mean, you go through a lot with parents separating, you not knowing where you want to go in life, but you don't want to be. I mean, I grew up in that culture where I grew up that poor life where you're around drugs, you're around that fast life. You just want to get high all the time, drinking. Going nowhere, and I didn't want that life.
Where, in LA?
What's that?
In LA?
No, I was in the Bay Area of California, so it's a small town by San Francisco.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the Bay Area. I heard of the Bay Area. E40.
Yeah. That's exactly where I'm from.
Yeah,
where he's from is where I'm from. That was the kind of life, but I told myself I'd rather die than grow up a person like that. And I didn't
like E40?
I kind of went through that. What's that?
You rather die than live a life like E40?
No, than live a life like a druggie and just getting high and drunk all the time. I didn't want that.
Wait, how did you get into drugs so young, though?
It's around you, man. At the schools, I mean, there's drug dealers in the schools, man. Like, you can literally go into class and there's just people there just ready to sell you anything.
And what's the teachers?
I mean, there was teachers, but I mean, it's very under the table type stuff.
Oh, the teachers were doing drugs too?
No, I don't know if the teachers were, but I mean, it was very easy as a student to get access to them.
I would say Cali and Arizona give it up crazy because those are the two states where the teachers are always having sex with the students and they're always selling drugs in the classrooms.
For sure. Yeah. For sure.
Brooklyn was known for getting shot or stabbed in school. That's what we were known for. And then they started putting metal detectors in our schools. I remember that. We used to have to go through the metal detectors in the schools. It's crazy. They still got the metal detectors in our schools.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that, man.
Yeah, man. So, what was one of your most memorable moments from your childhood?
I would say the most memorable is just growing up with such a big family.
Mm.
Doing that, I think it was, just being around people that were genuine with me, being around family, having a big family. I think that was a gem in and of itself.
Are you Hispanic?
No, I'm Italian.
Oh. So how big is your family? Because I know Italians are big on family, right? Did you guys have the big family dinners like in the Italian movies?
So there were 18 of us.
Jeez. 18 kids?
Yeah, 18 brothers.
Hey, cut off. Now, back to you in the studio. Well, when he comes back on, I guess he'll pop back on. Maybe his battery died or whatever happened. It was supposed to be somebody else that was supposed to come on, but she didn't come on. She's talking about how she got the link laid and all this other stuff. Well, we'll see if she comes on. But yeah, everybody, thank you for watching The Real Word. Shout out to everybody for supporting. Shout out to everybody for watching. Shout out to everybody who always continues to support and continue to help us to continue moving this program along, you know. Never would have thought that it would have gotten this far. Who would have thought that it got this far, you know, from just doing a show in my basement to growing up the show to becoming on television to be on multiple television stations now in multiple places and on multiple platforms. So I just want to thank, you know, I'm looking at this camera. I'm supposed to be looking at this camera. But yeah, shout out to all you guys for watching. Shout out to all you guys for supporting. Shout out to all the people that continue to be there for The Real Word and continue to support. Like I said, this Sunday going down at Flatbush Junction, we're doing the turkey drive. This will be the 6th year straight of us doing the turkey drive. We're trying to give it back to Flatbush. Earlier today, I drove down Church and Nostrand. I'm like, yo, this look like a zoo. Imagine the pandemonium. So, you know, we just cooking up, hoping that we do something special for the people, show love and give back. Shout out to all the people that have been supporting this movement because we wouldn't be anything without you. And we just continue to move in the spirit of unity, in the spirit of love, hoping that we continue to grow and hoping that, you know, the real word continues to move along and move along and move along and move along. Oh, shout out to Brother Braven Starville, man. He came through this Saturday. And he came into this thing, man. Shout out to you, Brother Brevens, for coming through and just doing your thing, man. Your sermon, you've been singing and mixing up with the preaching. I wish one day I could do that. Because I feel like that's a talent in itself. So, yeah, I always wanted to work on my singing too. I ain't gonna lie. So shout out to you, brother, and shout out to all the people that came out. The place was packed. The seats were everywhere. Just showing the love regardless of where we at, regardless of what building we're at, regardless of where we go. The energy is still going to be the same, and we continue to move. I saw the other day somebody wrote something about, oh, you guys are cult. I'm like, where's this cult thing coming from? Like, I just felt like it was weird. Like, the Real Word Ministries and the Real Word, that's never been a cult. Like, that's something that we created organically to help the community and to speak our minds freely and invite people from different backgrounds to the platform to speak honestly about social issues themselves and the things that's going around them and going around the world. And that was what the platform was always created for, to be and always created to do. And on the other hand now, if they're referring to the Seventh-day Adventist Church as a whole, that I just happen to be a part of and preaching out of, which provide me with the platform, then I would say that that's up to their, decision as an adult, which they could choose to say and could choose to do. Last time I checked, like a cult, people don't have freedom. They're not able to leave. They're not able to go, and they're believing something that, is off the walls. And, we're able to believe whatever we want and to read what we want and do what we want. So that's the part that trips me out. But I do know back in the days they were a little bit more strict, where the women wore skirts, more so like the Jehovah's Witness, I would say. More strict, no perms, no jewelry, no earrings, things like that. But the new age, they're not jocking that. So I'll say that's the biggest difference within the two. But it's just negativity. Like one of the people that post negativity on the post for the Turk drive, like I sent them a private message. I'm like, why are you saying that? Like, why are you doing that? And the person sent me naked pictures of a white man behind. Like, I was like, what is this? Like, being real disrespectful, like moving crazy. I'm like, why are you doing all this for? And then I don't know, but I just feel like it was a troll, like somebody else. Sometimes, they'll use these artificial faces. It's almost like those white guys that was robbing the banks, but they had the mask of a black person's face. I think this could be the reverse. A person using a white person's face, but could be a black person, but you can never know. It's the internet. There was another person saying something similar. So for me, I'm like, why are these people doing all this extra stuff? Like, what's the sense and what's the point of doing all of this? So I guess that's the point that we at right now, unfortunately. And to that other guy, you made a bet for $500. So I feel like you should honor your bet. You went into this whole conspiracy theory rant. You went into that whole rant about people, disrespecting people, putting people's names out there, putting people's personal business, talking and saying things that you didn't have to do. And I'm not even speaking on myself. I'm talking about the people that you was gossiping on. Same people that used to be with you all the time, and people that used to be next to you, and this is how you behaving, this is how you acting. And then you started saying the conspiracy that what you preaching to be true, to the point that the social media companies were after you. So then you said to post the rhetoric that you post that, hey, if you flagged and was flagged. So I did. And then when I did, it was shown that you were just perpetrating and continue lying like you've been doing your entire career. And therefore, for that, I don't respect you. And for the fact that you didn't honor your wager as a man, that shows your character. And my brother is flawed. And when I see you, we could talk about it, man. Same way I do everybody else. Yeah, man, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you all for showing your support. Thank you all for coming on. Congratulations to my sister. She gave birth to a healthy baby boy, so shout out to her. Shout out to all of you for supporting. Shout out to all your continued support of The Real Word. You can donate at Cashapp, $, The Real Word Inc. That's Cashapp, The Real Word Inc. That's Cashapp, The Real Word Inc. INC. Facebook.com / The Real Word 7, The Real Word 7, the number 7, like Mike Vick. Instagram at The Real Word Ministries Inc. on Instagram, at The Real Word Ministries Inc. on Instagram. YouTube.com / The Real Word TV on YouTube, The Real Word TV, one word, on YouTube. And also check us out on everywhere podcast is at The Real Word Podcast. So let's close this out with a prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for all you've done for us. Thank you for your continued blessings, your continued mercy and grace that you put on us, and all the things that you've helped us with. We ask that you continue to bless this platform, continue to bless our ministry, continue to bless all things that we are doing, and even the guests that comes on our shows and their contribution that they provide. We ask that you help us to continue this mission and to be successful in it. so that we continue to glorify your name. We ask you for this in the name of your son Yahshua, as we pray to Holy Father. Amen. So my boy never showed up, and we just did the final prayer, so that could only mean one thing. God bless and good night, people. We see you again next week, God willing.
It's the real word. It's the real